Wait.
Yo.
Hey, welcome to the New Meta episode 182.
182. Wow.
We did it. Fluff's power went out on the last episode. He just got it back like 20 minutes ago. That's why we haven't had podcasts for a while.
Mm-hmm. Not because someone's been raiding. And wow.
Oh, we're going to blame this all on me. Okay.
Yeah, clearly, dude.
It's my fault. So, how have you been? What's been going on? You're looking mighty clean shaven today, sir.
I am, yeah. I shaved the beard. I did my once per year beard shave. It is tradition.
Okay.
I like.
Why is it a tradition?
I don't know. Like, honestly, like my beard gets like, I'm like obsessed. I don't know what it is. I'm like obsessive compulsive about my facial hair. And so it gets to the point where like every hair is like a different length because it's just like been growing all year. And like, you trim it, but like when you trim it, like stuff just like, the guard is never like that efficient at like making everything perfect. You know what I mean?
You can buy nicer trimmers, but okay.
I mean, I've got a really good trimmer, but like stuff just like, it gets longer and then I start to like, you'll see me sometimes like I'm like on the podcast and I'll yank out a hair because it's like way longer than the other ones. It's like an issue I have, some kind of mental thing.
Okay.
But yeah, and so I don't know. I was like, F it. It's hot. It's hot. Like you're in St. Louis. I'm in Kansas City.
Yeah.
We're pretty close.
It's equatorial
wise, and it's so hot. And it's time. It's time.
Oh,
but
okay.
It's coming back. I mean,
I haven't gone babyface in like 4 or 5 years. It'd be kind of crazy, I think.
Yeah. I can't imagine either. You should do shave face and corn rolls.
Corn rolls?
Yeah.
My hair is not long enough to do that anymore.
Oh.
That's the whole reason I started growing it out in the first place, was I wanted to do that just for fun. So that's the thing. But now that I have a real job again, I can't, I don't think I can pull it off.
Yeah. Yeah. Got a lake weekend coming up. You were supposed to go, but you bailed.
Man, I wish I could have. Would have been
fun. Nice and hot.
Would have been a good weekend for it. Would have been super hot, But.
And then also, like D4, they talked about, I think we were talking about, they were talking about this right before the pod in the pre-show for you pay to win boys. But like, what was the date? Do you remember? Like, was it Q3 for D4? Is it like his first half? Like, I don't even remember what they said.
Yeah, so maybe I'll keep an eye on chat. Maybe chat can refresh my memory. I think they said the first half of 2023, if I remember correctly. So let's say that puts the date at June. June's what, 30 days? I'm not really sure. I'd have to look at a calendar. So June 30th would be the absolute latest, right?
Allegedly.
And I'm sure they could just say like, oh, sorry guys, we got to push it back a little bit. Just like they have to stick to that date. But that's about a year. We got a little under a year from now.
Yeah. And so
and we still
my logic has been this, right? So like we're both probably gonna know life D4 like that. I don't think.
Yes. Yeah. There's no doubt. I'm gonna burn all my vacation and be a loser.
And so this rest of the year is min maxing. Like I'm doing London next month. I'm gonna work out there for 2 weeks. I got September. I'm going to Peru. I'm gonna like go down to Lima, work there for a while. I'm gonna do Machu Picchu, hike the Inca Trail. I'm gonna motorbike the Amazon down there. And then November, I'm going to Bali for 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then
where's that at?
Bali is Indonesia.
Okay.
And then December, I'll be motorbiking across Sri Lanka.
Okay. So you won't live to see Diablo 4 release. Got it. Okay. Some tragedy will happen in one of those obscure places. Toxic. But I'm just saying, like, hey man, it's been fun. It's been a fun ride. Yeah. Everybody make sure that you follow Fluff on Instagram to see this live.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Maybe we even do a pod while I'm out there. Who knows?
I'm promoting it. Yeah. No, that sounds fun. I thought about doing that a lot. I don't know. I think they're pretty tight with authentication and zero trust stuff.
With your job,
my company.
Yeah.
So I think if I went to London, I think I might be like geo blocked, and I wondered if I could even log in from there, or if I'd have to somehow do that. But that'd be really cool.
To a VPN.
Yeah, VPN like to like a Chicago server and then connect, right? So it'd be cool though. My wife and I have been talking about. I think in the next couple of weeks we're gonna go work from some, Airbnb vacation house on a lake somewhere. So
do it
if we can.
I know somebody with a lake house.
I know, right? Can I borrow it?
Yeah, of course.
Just kick them out.
But yeah, so that's been my train of thought, right? Like get it all out, and so we can go ham D4.
Yeah, I hope that they don't push it back. And it's also one of those things. It's kind of scary too because the WoW team has got their launches down. Like they're reliable, and like I think they're consistent. I think that they know what numbers they're going to get. They've done it so many times that they consistently know what numbers they're going to hit. Their servers are on point. I've had very stellar launches with WoW, minus Classic, 2 or 3 years back. But I'm scared about the D4 launch. I'm afraid that we take a bunch of vacation and this and that, and then it's like a Diablo 3 launch all over again, where it's like error 32 or 36 or whatever it was, and we can't play all weekend.
I don't know, man. Dude. Like Immortal launch went pretty well.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like a different thing. I think they would go harder on D4, like as far as making sure that pans out. But
I hope it's good. It's just that's the only scary part.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm nervous.
The scary part is it being a bad game. I think is the scary part.
Well, I'm terrified already of that. But so looping back to that, and we got a year. How much beta/alpha time do you think we need to help test? Like, I think it's crazy scary if we don't get public, not just closed for streamers and other things, but like a public beta 6 months out at least. That's super scary to me. Because what changes could they couldn't make any fundamental concept, itemization, endgame loop changes in 6 months, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, I mean, I would even think that I feel like, maybe community members should be in right now. I mean, maybe they are, and neither of us are, obviously, but
right. Yeah, I would hope. I mean, I would hope, but I don't know, man. It's a little nervous. I'm a little nervous. We still don't know the in-game activities other than dungeons and the Division 2 PvP ripoff, which I think could be okay. I don't think that's enough to carry, but my expectations for PvP aren't crazy high anyways. Like, honestly, I hope they nail it because it could be fun, but I don't think PvP is going to carry D4. It's got to have good PvE endgame. So
yeah, of course.
And what have we seen? We haven't seen anything.
Yeah,
like talent tree. I haven't even seen talent trees that are impressive yet. Honestly, like the tree board puzzle thing that they released, like that's okay, but I was hoping that that's just like, oh, this is our concept. We're going to keep iterating on this and make it much better.
And they kind of locked down on that.
And I haven't seen any iterations that are like, oh, we took this idea and made it better.
They had some iterations of it, and like some of the, like, when they came out the Necro and they had like some gameplay updates. They also did an interview, and that interview was pretty insightful. And they showed the board again, and it was a little different than it was the first time, but pretty much the same concept. I mean, there was a lot of +5 main stat on there, and he even said like +5 main stat, and I was like, oh, don't say that ever. But
I hope that there's decisions in there where it's like, man, if I go this way, this is really powerful and awesome and changes the way I play. Of
course.
And then if I were to go this way, I can't do that cool thing, but I get this other cool thing that's really awesome and changes the way I play. Like making badass decisions like that is what's fun. Like, you want to sit there and be like, damn, dude, I don't know. They're both so awesome. I don't know which way I want to go. Like
the dream.
But like +5 main stat just to get to ultimately, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel you, dude. Preaching to the choir.
I'm scared, man. Like that, and it feels bad to always say it, but I just, I want the game to be good. And
yeah, I don't think we've ever talked about our concerns with D4, so this is a good topic.
Yeah, I think so too.
But we actually do, unironically, have a lot of content to talk about today. So there's a lot of stuff to happen, and obviously we haven't done one in a few weeks, so a lot of juice to catch up on. So 3-4 weeks ago now, 2 years ago, we asked, after we got the big announcement from Blizz, I think there was something wrong with the poll, or people are so used to the Twitter polls, but we barely got any votes on this for some reason. But what class are you starting in Diablo 4? This was right after we found out we got Necro. So the top 3 coming in like all the votes. Druid, Necro, Rogue, Barb, and Sorcerer didn't get a 1.
The two new classes from D3, right? Because Rogue and Druid weren't in D3, so that's
and
not
then
surprising.
Obviously the best class from D3. So
we'll see, man. If Necro is a lot of repeat skills from D3, it might be a little less appealing.
Looking that way, man. It really is.
It did look very that way, and it kind of makes me nervous.
Agreed.
So.
And then the question for this week: what are your thoughts so far on Diablo 3's PTR patch 2.7.4? Option 1: oh my god, poggers. Option 2: Crucible powers meh. Option 3: not feeling it. I'm gonna tweet that out so you guys can vote. Once I get a little bing bang boom. But obviously, I think we've only had one podcast without Wai Chang. We had Wai Chang on the day before, like maybe the day before or the 2 days before.
Yeah, like really quickly before the Immortal. Yeah.
And then Immortal came out and we talked about it a little bit. Obviously, 3 podcasts from now, there's been a lot. There's been a lot that's happened. So we're going to dive a little bit into that. First, I wanted to touch on this, which I found pretty interesting. So Max Roll, which is, kind of absorbed the role of Diablo fans. It took over D3 Planner. It's kind of become like the resource for people that want Diablo 3 builds or whatever, right? Granted, it's from like a handful of like content creators, so keep that in mind too. Like always look at YouTube and stuff like that. But Max Roll is a good site, and they officially stopped supporting Immortal. They just deleted it from the site because of what they called the economic structure, the disengagement in community response, the unrewarding gameplay, the lack of remedy about where the future is going to be, and the poor reception that the game got. So fuck it, let's take it off the site. What do you think about
that? Kudos to them.
Sure.
I think that's the opinion of the vocal majority of people that play the game, right? Mm-hmm. So there's obviously there are people that defend the game and like the game and play the game. I've had people, in my stream and in my community tell me that. They're like, "Oh, I love it. I don't have a problem. I've only bought the battle pass. I've only spent so much." But I agree with most of what they said. Honestly,
I agree too. I think that I had high hopes after we had Wyatt on, and I was kind of excited, and then it came out. I feel like, holy shit.
Yeah, man. I feel bad for it because I feel like the dev team worked so hard on this game, and they let monetization ruin it. And I remember having conversations with Wyatt 2 or 3 years ago. We had lunch one day, and we talked about it, and I said, the game's good. Monetization is going to make or break it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I feel like it came full circle, like it did. I think monetization completely destroyed this game, which could have been pretty good. So,
yeah, and I think that every phase of testing that we had with Immortal, it seemed like the gameplay was good, things were smooth, and
they listened to feedback.
Sure. And and then we had Wyatt on, and it was kind of like the cherry on top. I was like, this could actually be like a pretty fun thing at Diablo 3.5, until D4. And wow, I couldn't have been more wrong. So
to me personally, it's I don't have if somebody out there is listening and you enjoy the game, then by no means am I criticizing you or saying your opinion's invalid. I'm happy that you're loving the game. For me personally, the monetization schemes inside the game made me have literally zero interest in playing the game. Mm-hmm. Because the power is locked behind a paywall. Mm-hmm. And I'm not gonna spend thousands of dollars on gear. Mm-mm. I would grind my heart out to get gear in a game if it's earnable in the game at a reasonable rate. Then I'm cool with that. I personally have thought about this a lot since Immortal came out. There's a lot of free to play games, and a lot of them have some pretty crappy predatory monetization schemes. But man, this is probably the worst one I've ever seen.
I agree.
it's just absolutely.
But I don't have a lot of
disturbing.
insight into mobile games.
I don't to mobile. I don't know about mobile games, but I'm just saying, like, I'm looking at this as a gamer that just plays games.
Yeah.
I don't care what platform it's on, right? But like POE's monetization scheme is like, okay, that you pay for convenience. Like, do you want some stash tabs? Do you want to be able to sort your stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, I could see that being a little bit like, man, you kind of have to play the game. Like, you can't run around with no tabs and like you could, but
right.
I get it.
Yeah.
But that's it. Like, you can't. I'm not going in and spending money to like get a headhunt. You know, like
right.
I'm just not doing those things. And it's like, do you want cool cosmetics? Okay. Like, I'm okay with that. Like Fortnite, right? You jump into Fortnite and it doesn't matter if you're a free-to-play player or you've spent $10,000. Your skill is what makes the difference in the game.
Sure.
Your time spent. And like PoE is the same. Like, your power of your character is your time spent in the game and your skill, not money. And it just, man, I don't know. It instantly turns me off so much that I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm not going to play it. So
I concur, man. And it sucks too, because it's like, well, you know, a lot of people are using the argument of like, okay, well, what'd you expect? You know, it's a mobile game. Like, but how many more years are we gonna like use that excuse?
Yeah, that's a BS argument in my opinion. It's like, you can easily see that it's the predatory habits. You can see the psychology mixed in with making you feel okay to spend money, the way that they lure you in to get you to spend more and more. Like, there's so much behind it. It's so deep, and there's so much effort and thought process put into getting the money out of your wallet. It's absolutely crazy. And if you like, there's like tricks that they put in there that even I didn't even notice until I watched some videos and saw people point some of those things out. And I'm like, damn, that's true. Like, they do to use these crazy tactics that make you feel okay with spending more money.
Right.
But yeah, I look at other games and I try to think of monetization schemes that are okay, and it's like, I still have a hard time finding one better than PoE. You know, like, I think PoE kind of nailed it from a ARPG standpoint, and I don't see how they wouldn't have made money if they would have followed a system like that. Like, you could put some convenience in there, put some stash tabs, put some things, and do cosmetics. Like they have awesome cosmetics in the game. The battle pass cosmetics look sick. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, you know, and Blizzard said, you know, even Adam said that, like, hey, D4's, you know, it's not gonna be that way.
Yeah, like, they were quick to.
But I also see, like, you know, like, people are pretty accepting of Lost Ark's monetization, and I don't know that I am. Like, I don't know that that's how I would
don't
want
like
any
Lost
game
Arks either.
Yeah. I would much rather have Path of Exile than anything.
I agree. Or, like I said, or, you know, Fortnite's, or
something
but it's a little different game when you're playing Fortnite, you know, the BR genre, Apex Legends, etc., where it's just purely cosmetics. Like, there's no power at all, or no convenience for that matter either. I don't know, man. D4 is going to come with a $60 price tag, I would imagine, or $70 or whatever the games cost these days. So for that level of a price tag, it's not a free-to-play game. And if the cosmetics are locked behind a paywall in D4, I will be bothered by it. Will I not play it because of it? No, I don't. I would still play. But if I get in there and I spend $60 in the game, and then all the cool cosmetics are like, yo, this is $40 for these wings, or this is whatever, I would be a little ticked off.
I wouldn't.
Be a little upset.
I wouldn't at all. I wouldn't give a shit. If the game's good, like, pay to play, great. I think that's even better, because like it gates some of the botting. If you
spent $60 on it and it's and the cool shit's still locked behind a paywall.
If it's a good game, put all the cosmetics you want behind a fucking paywall. I give two fucking shits.
Those are grindable items for me. Like, those are the things that I want to strive for. Like, I want like, and that's part of the reason that I play WoW. Like, I go like, oh, that's a really cool mount. How do I get that? Oh, I have to do this thing. Okay. And I go do the thing. And if the thing takes me a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, then it's fine, because that's part of my in-game goal to do it. But if it's like, oh, you can, because they have stuff in WoW that like, you can buy mounts, you can buy pets. And anytime it doesn't matter how cool they are. If I see one in the game, I'm like, yeah, I don't give a shit. You just buy that. Like, I don't care that guy has that mount. He just bought it. Who cares?
Right.
But I see a mount that's got like some crazy achievement behind it. Like, yo, this guy did X, Y, and Z to get that. That dude's a baller, right? Like, he busted his ass. He's a good player. I think that has a lot more weight to me. And I know Blizzard doesn't make money that way, so I get it.
I don't think any universe there would be like no cosmetics unless you paid. You know what I mean? But obviously there's going to be some.
Title. Yeah, if it was free to play, maybe. But yeah,
I mean, even WoW does that. Like, you pay for a WoW sub, and there's stuff on the shop that it's only on the shop. You can't earn it in the game.
Very little, but yes.
Yeah, very little. But like, so I'm totally fucking fine with that. I don't give a shit.
I'm okay with that too, as long as most of the cool shit is earned in the game. If all the cool shit is behind a paywall, I'm like, come on, dude. You know?
I wouldn't really care.
If cosmetics aren't your
like,
if cosmetics aren't your thing, I get it, and you know, and I'm the same. Like, I'll still play even if it's all locked. If the game's good, then I'll still play it. But I hope not. You know, I'm nervous that we're becoming so accepting, and like they push the bar so far on Immortal, right? Like, it's so just outlandishly
so like anything
ridiculous.
Less than this, I feel like, it's not as bad as Immortal. So
yeah, they can dial it back to a quarter of Immortal, which is still before Immortal came out. We would have been like, this is crazy, but after Immortal, we're like, oh, this is okay, this is better, you know. So and
I found this. So if you guys don't really want to play Immortal, it's too expensive. It's beyond your budget. I found this cool little website where you can click waste $25 and it rolls a Rift simulator for you. So you can try to get a 5-star gem.
So I'm glad that you brought this up. I meant to put this on the schedule and just hit the simulate 5 gem button and just see, like, in the podcast, like, just let it roll in the background until we hit one. You know what I mean? I've done this 3 times, so I know I have the dollar amounts on how many it took.
All right, we're gonna click it. Calculate the cost of 5. Let's go. Bing, bing, boom, 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 boom.
So we can just keep talking. I mean, it's going pretty quick. So
there it goes. $1,500.
That's not too bad. Gem. That's pretty good. That's better than my first one.
Pretty good. Yeah, $1,500.
That's better. That's better than my first one.
Like, I definitely haven't spent $1,500 on Path of Exile. I probably spent more on Path of Exile than I have any game. But I'm probably not even close to that amount. Like, maybe
that's one 5-star though. Like, you need more to juice up all the way.
All right, another one. Let's go again.
Yeah, do another one. We need more, right?
Yeah, because you need one for every slot,
right?
Obviously.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So we need
already double, more than double.
Like 5 of these, right?
Yeah, I think.
My first one on this simulator took 20,000. It took me 20,000. I think I had pretty bad luck though.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we're deep. We're whale territory at this point.
Go on.
7K. It's okay. Just keep listen. It's soon. We're gonna get it.
Quinn 15 to get his first.
Yeah, something like that.
I think so. Wow,
we might hit that.
I thought after 1,500 we'd see. You know, I just got really lucky, I guess.
Yeah, you did. We got really lucky on that first one.
Wow.
But that's okay. Like, you know, it makes us want to spend more, right?
There it is. $12,325. We got our second.
I hope it's the gym that we wanted, though. I hope it's, because if it's not the gym we wanted, right, we just keep going. Like,
can you transfer into? I don't even know.
I don't know. Somebody that spent that much money would have to let me know.
We'll just let that go again, and we'll go on to the next subject. And then I saw this, and I agree, man. So this post really resonated with me. So this is how this guy feels about Blizzard forcing group play. I'm also on board with this because I fucking hate being forced into doing anything in a group in any game. So he's basically just set up 4 computers and he just like parties with himself.
Yeah.
And then has a FU in front of it.
That sucks.
I agree.
Yeah, you should be able to solo queue. I mean, if it's harder, it's harder, but you have the option to if you want to, right?
I don't want anything.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I don't want anything to do with that. But like like in Diablo more, like you're killing yourself if you're not forced into grouping, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. And like Lost Ark kind of does that. You get the option if you want to group for a dungeon or do it solo as you queue for it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like you would think Immortal would have an option like that where they could just be like solo it. That's cool.
Right. But in spite of all this, we're still spending.
No, we're still going.
In spite of all of this, Diablo Immortal earned over 24 million just in the first 2 weeks, and I've seen reports where it's still earning $1 million a day.
Yeah, I saw numbers and they were much higher than that, but maybe it was more than the first 2 weeks. Like it was somewhere in the 60 million range, the numbers I saw. But maybe it was a different time period. Nutty. That's nutty, man.
Absolutely nutty.
Yeah, good.
Gives me no hope for the world.
good job to them. They designed a monetary system that's super not predatory, and it super worked very well. So
looks like we've made it.
D4 might have some of these things, boys. Oh man, it scares me that they made this much money because it just enforces them to do this shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's
yeah. I mean,
how are they? Why would the executives want to take it out?
Right.
The executives don't care about the game. They don't play the games.
They're not
right?
even gamers.
You think Bobby's sitting there fucking playing WoW? You think he's playing D4? Like
Probably
he doesn't
not.
care. He's sitting on this island.
I wonder what percentage of like hedge fund owners like actually play video games. Probably a very low percentile.
Got to be super low.
Yeah.
And it's nutty, man.
Their video game is making money. Like that's their video game. So
yeah.
But all that garbage aside, let's get into why we're actually here. The juice. So if you guys have been living on a rock, last Friday they announced some patch and we got it live on Tuesday, but patch 2.7.4 has hit. And baby.
2.7.4. Season 27? 27.
Yes.
The number's cranking up high.
Yeah. This seasonal theme is the Crucible powers. Right? So there's 3 new powers for each class, and they come as like a powder. And how it's supposed to work, this is how it's supposed to work, is you use the powder. It's like a random drop. You use it, like right-click the powder, and 99% of the time you're going to want to probably use it on a weapon because there's nothing better than having a perfectly rolled weapon. It's just going to be the best.
Primal perfectly rolled.
So it's supposed to be on an ancient item. You put the powder on it, sprinkle a little, angel dust, and it turns into a perfectly rolled primal with random stats and one of the 3 random powers. And these powers are good. They're hella good.
They're hella good.
So
the RNG in that is that it's random. So the weapon doesn't keep the stats you have on it. It's going to randomly roll.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a little RNG to make you want to get more powder. And then also one of the 3 powers, if you're after a specific one, you may not get the one you want. So to get the perfectly rolled stats with the perfectly rolled power might take a little bit.
Exactly.
We'll see.
But diving into those, so Barbarian, one of the 3 is Whirlwind pulls in and holds all enemies within 25 yards, which I immediately read and I was like, wow, that sucks. Because, mobs
I thought it was going to be awesome. Yeah.
Mobs are just going to CC immune, right? And it's like going to be shit. But it never stops. They don't ever get CC immune to it. Yep. So you're always sucking. Constant suction.
Constant suck.
So it is
you know what I thought
insane.
Instantly when I saw that? It was Z-Barb. For
of course.
50 speeds. Like Z-Barb's going to be just
insane.
Stupid now.
Yeah.
Like so stupid now.
Break the servers.
Yeah. Like you're going to...
It reminds me of like Fury's Charge. Remember like when you just dragged the whole rift with you? Like that was insane.
Yep. Yeah, so Whirlwind was already like not fun to play at higher rift levels. I felt like I actually like Whirlwind. I think it's always been kind of a fan favorite, and I've always liked it. But it's going to be the point now where you're going to drag the whole rift with you, and it's going to break the server. The server is just going to die.
It's going to blow up. The ham server is just going to keel over.
Yeah,
it's going to be insane. So that's number 1. Hammer of the Ancients hits in all directions around the barb. Every 7th cast of Hammer of the Ancients unleashes a powerful shockwave. I don't have much insight into how this one's performing. Let me pull up the leaderboard and just see. Oh boy. Any second. Okay, so what would that be on? Probably Immortal Kings, maybe? 127.
Could be.
Yeah. 127 with IK. That's pretty good for IK. What else would use it? I guess My Earth could. 115. No, they're using the other one.
You could maybe launch
Raycore as well. Or not. Raycore is going to be the Whirlwind. 142 on Legacy of Dreams with Whirlwind. There's no way of knowing.
It'll be interesting. Whirlwind, I think, will definitely be the more popular of the 2, of the 3.
Yeah. And then the third one is this one. Hitting enemies Generates stacks of Tempest Rhythm. Activating Wrath of Berserker consumes 50 stacks of Tempest Rhythm and startles enemies within 16 yards, causing them to take 0.5% increased damage per stack for 10 seconds. Max 100 stacks. Pretty cool. So that's just like blatant good for most bar builds, because obviously Wrath of Berserker is used in like everything. That's pretty nice. But yeah, overall, Barb's pushing at 142. I can only assume this was LOD Whirlwind on 142.
What's the Paragon on that?
This is seasonal, so 1443. Pretty strong.
Yeah.
Pretty strong team.
I think most classes are going to be pretty broken this season, I feel. If things stay as is.
I agree. So that's Barb. Those are really cool. What else we got? So Crusader, Blessed Hammer now crackles. Oh my goodness. Because I have to full screen now because I'm like 2550 by 1400 or whatever instead of the 1080. Anyways, Blessed Hammer now crackles with energy, damaging enemies within 15 yards of its path. All runes but Dominion now throw a hammer in the direct path in front of the Crusader. Seems pretty strong, but how is it performing?
Yeah, that seems like it would lag the server really bad as well.
Let's go to Crusader.
We'll see. We'll see how it plays.
And go to Secret of Light. Is that what it is? I think so. 115? That doesn't seem very good.
That does seem
That's Rax. So that's a good push, probably. Yeah, meh, I guess. But it's still better than it was. Every 2 seconds, call down Fist of Heavens on a random nearby enemy. So I'm sure the whatever set. Oh my god, this effect is gonna get so annoying.
What do you full screen mode? You break
it?
Because
the resolution's wrong. Oh, whoa. Now it's bricked, I think. Oh god. Oh jeez. Wow.
Technical difficulties never on the new meta?
No.
All right.
Aegis of Valor. 133. Pretty good. Not bad. And then I'm sure we can find like the third one without having to go on tap. Yes. No, that's the same one. So Roland's got nothing. A Mega Lull. Thorns of the Invoker, maybe?
Let me pull the patch notes up.
No. Yeah, you read them off. That'd be helpful. Oh, I think it's a con.
The last one says, after casting Falling Sword, you descend from the sky with 2 archangels that wield immense holy skills and benefit from your holy damage skill modifiers.
Weird.
So, did they redesign the Akon sets?
They did.
Where would you actually?
That's
it
later.
might be in the Akon set.
It's not. I mean, at least for the first couple dudes. I don't know if anyone's using that third one then.
I don't know. Maybe we have to figure out how to manipulate that into a set. But
okay, go on to the next class. What we got next?
So Demon Hunter. So the Strafe now cast non-channel hatred spending ability cast. The last non-hatred spending ability cast.
Okay, so Demon Hunter's at 126 with God, and that is.
So this is going to juice up God even more. Like this is like doubling your Strafe if it works, as I would think.
Yep.
So they're only at 126 though. What's the Paragon?
126 with 1K.
1K, yeah.
What about 138 LOD? Is that the same thing? No, it's Cluster Arrow.
No. So the Cluster Arrow, the casting Vengeance unleash a barrage of rockets that deal damage equal to a percentage of enemies' current hit points.
Interesting.
The percentage per rocket is reduced if the enemy is an elite or a boss. This effect cannot occur more than once every 60 seconds. That seems kind of weak to me, only for the fact that it's a 60-second cooldown. Like, comparatively to other items, I don't know how great that sounds to me, but you do cast Vengeance a lot with the God set as well in most Demon Hunter sets. So,
it seems like Shadow's using it, and their highest is 113, which also doesn't seem very impressive.
Yeah, you could pop that on an elite, I guess, on the bosses, but I don't know how much damage it would do.
Right.
I would hope that they drop that cooldown down way more so you can actually use it more. Even if they lower the damage, like having it more usable is better. And then the last one says firing Cluster Arrow concentrates its explosive force into a piercing ray of light.
Yeah. And that one looks like the strong one. Marauders is at a 138. So
because your sentries are going to duplicate that, I would assume. So, Marauder sucks to play though.
I agree.
That's so non-exciting. To me, when I read this, like that strafe one made me super excited, and I instantly logged in my Demon Hunter, and I went to check and see if Vengeance had a hatred cost to it. Because my thought process was, oh my god, they just could have made Natalia's so fun to play if it would continuously cast Rain of Vengeance as you run around and with natties going. But it doesn't. Rain of Vengeance has no hatred cost, so it won't do that. So my feedback is like I know it would probably break some shit somehow, but if they could get Vengeance in there as well, like non-channeled plus Vengeance, they could really have some fun with Natalia's in this set. But that looks cool. It looks like this is just gonna buff God, because God kind of does the same thing. So if you cast a non-channeled, I'd have to read the wording for God, but can you have it shooting out two hatred spending abilities at the same time with this?
I could look at it.
Or does God only do the last one that you sent as well? So I don't know.
Suspenders. This guy's got Phantom Knife, Strafe, and multi-shot on his bar. That's it. And Phantom Knife is a cooldown, so it's probably not casting that. I think it's just one.
Yeah, we'll see. So maybe a double dips. I don't know. I have to play with that and see how it works.
And then Monk, what do we got?
Yeah, so moving on to Monk, we got casting Wave of Light now summons a bell at the target location that deals damage when the caster attacks the bell. Up to 7 bells can be active at one time. This one looks really cool as well.
Yeah, so this one we have gameplay of.
My thought for this one would be if your teammates could also attack the bell and cause damage, that would be super sick.
So just like puts out a bunch of bells and then they like explode over time. It's kind of nutty.
Yeah. So what is he attacking the bells with something? Is he wave of lighting on the bells to blow them up? I don't know.
I don't know how it works, but
I'm not sure how it works.
Gameplay looks good. Looks strong.
Yeah. And
the title of his video is best build for season 27. I don't know.
Oh, no, that's not clickbaity.
No.
At all. So that's cool.
All right, what are the other ones?
Though, dude. The next one says all way of the 100 fist combo punches, which I don't know if that's worded improperly, but all way of the 100 fist combo punches use the second stage combo punch.
What?
That's literally, I read it word for word. All way of the 100 fist combo punches use the second stage combo punch. So if you log in and just punch with 100 fists, there's like a couple punches and then it switches to like a different punch. I think that's what it means.
Yeah, okay. That's for Raymond of Thousand Storms.
Yeah, so they have the Shenlong fist weapons on, it looks like. So you get the juice from that.
And Flying Dragon.
Their weapons, or this fist real quick.
Yeah, the Shenlongs.
Yeah, Shenlong stuff. So
Shenlongs, Flying Dragon, and then Punchy. So
punchy. So it's just stronger punchy. Looks like, because that set is generated with the primary. So like that makes sense. I don't think it would change the play style at all, though. Really.
Right.
And then the last one says the target of your 7-sided strike is barraged with the spiritual punches for 15 seconds. This can only affect one enemy at a time.
So Yuli.
So if you're 7-sided striking somebody,
So Yuliana.
They are barraged with punches.
Yes, and then it looks like they got a 130 clear with Yuliana, which is a pretty good juice for Yuliana.
Yeah. So like Monk could be fun. Like the Wave of Light one's interesting. That could be fun, maybe.
Who's up next?
Necro.
Yeah. We know all about this one, baby.
All right. So I'm glad that you played this a little bit. I just want to skip to the second one. But the first one says your golem now picks up corpses within 20 yards.
Yes.
Each corpse it stores allows you to cast any corpse spinning ability with the max number of corpses.
Yes. So this is so fucking brilliant. This solves so many corpse issues for the Necromancer, but wow, could it not come this came at the worst time ever. Like Pestilence is still in the garbage. Corpse skills just aren't there. And man, this would have been so fun like with a Pestilence buff. But it is really good. It is like a really good, like if you play any of the corpse explosion builds, it's really strong. Like it's a ton of fun. I love that rune. But
this would be good for your speed builds though too.
Exactly.
For like Pestilence and stuff, right?
Yeah.
This will be
But I just wish the power was there to support it, because it's just not, they're doing like 90s, 95s, 100s.
Yeah. So I read this and I was like, okay.
It's great. It's fantastic. It's just, there's nothing to use it with.
This one, I was like, WTF, how is this not broken? It says enemies within 50 yards, which is pretty much the whole screen.
Yeah.
Enemies within 50 yards are constantly assaulted by Army of the Dead unconventional warfare while this item is equipped.
Yes.
And I read this and I thought, how is this not broken as hell?
It's super broken. Well, now it's fixed. So originally it was incredibly broken because it was actually broken. It was giving the what was the other rune? The suck rune with all the skeletons.
Oh,
so it was giving the wrong rune first. So everyone was blasting this and like clearing 150s in like 2 seconds, and like, the leaderboards haven't been cleared. So there's a guy here that's like 150 in 4 minutes and 21 seconds. Like, just insane. But it has been fixed as of like 3 hours ago. And so now it's giving the actual unconventional warfare runes. So we don't really have a testament of power. I have been like speeding like 110s with it. So it's still really fucking good. It's obviously just not.
So how does it working exactly? Like anything on the screen is just getting blasted by Army of the Dead?
It works just like it did, like when you use Rathma, you're already getting that rune because of the helmet, right? So like that rune's always going off when you cast Army of the Dead anyways. And so like now it's just like more, if that makes any sense. It's like it's always going off, which is really strong. Okay. It's really good single target as well. So yeah, it's fun. It's definitely fun.
Yeah, that looks super appealing to me. That made me think like I might go Necro. Like I'll have to play it, but I might go Necro this season because that looks like that could be a really good time. And then the last one says hitting enemies with Death Novas 5 consecutive times adds spirit that affects an enemy every 5th cast of Death Nova. Big. Up to 3 spirits can be sent at a time, but it doesn't. It says afflicts an enemy, but afflicts it with what? Like, so what is that?
So I think based on like what I've been experiencing, I'm sure someone's going to correct me, or like someone that plays even more would know, but I'm pretty sure. So like it says every 5 casts, right? So like every 5th cast, I think, does the damage of those 5 casts in those basically like spirit novas that go out.
So it's like they stack up. So it's like casting 5 every 5th.
Every 5th cast releases a spirit.
Yeah.
And those spirits, I think, do the damage of those 5 casts. But it only hits like one dude.
Okay.
So, but it's super, super strong.
Yeah.
It's basically carrying the single target. Obviously, Nova has no single target.
Hitting them with 5 Novas is like hitting them with 10 Novas.
Yeah. And obviously, the problem with Nova in the past has been like 0 fucking single target. So it's really, really good. Like really, really good. You can speed like 115s on Tragul right now, like pretty easily.
Think about running Death Nova in a 4-man setup with a Z bar with that rune that just sucks the whole screen in the whole time, and you're running around with Death Novas, just smash. Like that shit could be fun. Like that could be a lot of fun. So the synergies between some of these are, and then you got Monk Boy throwing bells down and blowing stuff up. Like, they could be some cool times. There's Witch Doctor stuff. Who cares? Gonna skip it. Wizard gets no, I'm just kidding. Witch Doctor says 5 seconds after casting Haunt, all haunted enemies within 50 yards are pulled to the Witch Doctor.
Okay. So Arrakers is at the top at a 140, so it does appear to be very strong.
Okay.
With that power.
Like where's the power coming from that though? You're grouping enemies up, but like where's the damage though,
Well, Haunt spreads itself, and so like everything gets sucked into the middle, and so when you spirit harvest, it's like crazy OP because everything gets
Witch Doctor. Or Horrify becomes an aura that causes enemies to receive 15% more damage and deal 15% less damage in addition to its other effects.
I don't know what set that would be on. Undanugu? Yeah, becomes an aura that causes enemies to receive 50% more damage, deal 15%. That's kind of really boring.
Yeah, it's like, so you're running Mundanugo with 15% more damage and 15% less intake.
Yeah, wow.
Like, so you're running Mundanugo pre-nerf.
Cool, I guess.
Like that's Mundanugo from 3 seasons ago? Okay.
That's Resident Sleeper. That's the worst one I've heard.
I don't know. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I don't blame them. They didn't spend much time on Witch Doctor. I get it. Your Gargantuan spreads Locust Swarm to any enemy within 16 yards and summons zombie dogs periodically. Zombie dogs now gain every rune when summoned. So this to me instantly jumped out as the Gargantuan when you cast the stuff on the ground set. What is that? I forget the name of the set. Do you already have it? Have you found one?
The what? Oh, it's
the Gargantuan build.
Helltooth.
Is it Helltooth set that does that?
Yep.
Yeah. So this just buffs that. You're gonna get free Locust Swarm on everything and free zombie dogs.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be like crazy OP, so maybe
that doesn't seem crazy to me either. But maybe you can mix it. Maybe you could do a Legacy of Nightmares build with this as well, because you could get like zombie dog or Gargantuan rings and throw them in the set, and then some other stuff. So
yeah.
But none of those jump. So to be fair, I'm not a Witch Doctor fan in general. So like Jade Harvest,
the Jade one sounds good.
That might
pretty
benefit
strong
from this.
Yeah.
Like I don't really enjoy that playstyle, anyways.
I think it's the best one of the Witch Doctor.
Yeah. So the 5 seconds after casting Haunt, all enemies pulled in, that could be cool.
Yeah.
But the other two,
that could be really strong with the Whirlwind too.
Yeah, it could. That you could also. I was thinking you could make some Z Witch Doctor setups as well.
Yeah, true.
Because they already get those. They already have like some increased radius from offhands and other various other things. So you could definitely group with this. You could definitely debuff and reduce damage, reduce incoming damage. So maybe you could do some Z shit.
Okay.
It'd be fun just to have some Z setups for Witch Doctor that aren't meta, just so you could run them, even if they were comparable. So jumping to Wizard.
Yes.
We get casting Storm Armor sends a powerful thunderbolt from the skies that instantly kills a random enemy within 30 yards.
Wow.
Bosses and elites are not killed, but take significant damage. This effect cannot occur more than once every 60 seconds.
I don't know who that would be on. Beer?
I don't know. And see, the thing with this again is it's a 60-second cooldown.
I don't think anyone's using it.
If you were gonna elite snipe with this, like it's a random enemy. So if your elite's got minions and it hits a minion, then what? You're sitting there for 60 seconds praying that it elite snipes for you? And it says it can't kill bosses or elites anyways. So
no one's using this.
Like, so if it's not killing bosses, it's not killing elites, then why would you so you're going to kill every 60 seconds, you get one free enemy kill?
Yes.
It doesn't make sense at all to me. So like that seems pretty garbo.
Yeah.
Unless
no one's using it, so it has to be garbo.
Unless it's an elite, unless it's a boss killer, like that's significant damage to bosses. If maybe at in 4-man Rift Guardian kill setups, the wizard could snipe the Guardian really hard with this. I don't know. I don't see any way to use
next?
It. The next one says Arcane Orb now periodically spawns up to 4 orbiting charges that will generate an additional orb when cast. All charges from the Arcane Orb rune now detonate at the same time. So this is going to be your
Delseer.
Your Glass Cannon Delseer
seems pretty
Frozen
strong.
Orb build.
133.
Yeah, I personally am not a Arcane Frozen Orb fanboy because it's a little too Glass Cannon for my playstyle.
Talrasha also 130 with the same power.
But if you're a Arcane Frozen Orb fan, or I guess Talrasha too, this could be a blast. Like this is your build right here. I think that people are going to crush it.
Veer has got a 121 with it.
Using it as well. Yeah, so Arcane Orb is now just like in every set. You know what I mean? They find a way to just put Arcane Orb in. So I think Frozen Orb would be pretty fun with this though. So
but then the last one is what everyone's freaking out about. So Firebird plus the new magic missile thing.
Yeah. New magic. So magic missile fires 20 missiles and gains the effect of Seeker Rune.
We have gameplay of this one as well, which is honestly,
so this
reminded me of a Path of Exile build. Honestly.
Yeah. Because in the reverse Archon build, you use magic missile. Like that's what you do, right? So you get your stacks up, you come out of Archon form, and then you just juice. So I thought of that instantly, but this looks like they're playing. What the hell are they playing?
Right.
That looks really cool, actually.
Yeah, it does. It looks like Path of Exile.
Yeah, that's really nutty. Are they using Archon? Can you see the buffs? Does he have the Archon stacks from going into? I don't even see Archon on the bar.
No Archon on the bar.
So like, yeah, my thought process was instantly the reverse Archon and just coming out with your stacks and then having Magic Missile just crush. But yeah, that looks actually really fun.
Yeah.
That looks like Contra.
Yeah.
You know, you got spreader shot. It's going nutty. So
almost looks busted, but like a
it
bug.
Does.
But
it looks fun. So I hope they don't change it too much. That actually looks really fun. So that's it. That's all we went through. All however many of them there are.
And
27,
then
I guess.
on top of that,
21.
Some classes got some changes. So Armor of a Khan, 2 pieces Judgment has no cooldown and gains effective every rune. OP. 4 pieces Flanked Avatar reduce the cooldown on Evercrash Champion. Also apply Condemn when attacking enemies that are affected by Judgment. So cool.
Oh, did you already say that they juiced up the Guardians set? It's still garbage.
You're right. That's true. I skipped
like,
right over that. Whoops.
It's like I'm like I didn't even know what it was. In all honesty, I had to go to the crafting thing and look it up. I'm like, wait, is this already in the game? Is this a thing?
Yeah.
And it's there. So I've never crafted this in my life.
More main stat.
You still won't. Ever craft it, but at least it's there, boys.
Yeah. And then Eternal Union increases duration of some flanks, Bowman, and Bodyguard indefinitely. So this could be really cool, but I'm not really seeing anyone utilize it, unfortunately.
Yeah, they switched to cons basically to be like a pet phalanx build. It looks like it's okay. I thought Condemn was a really good set. I liked Condemn, so I don't know how I feel about it. Like I probably don't see myself playing Condemn ever again anyway. So maybe it's cool, but yeah, they just gave it more of an identity.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That's fun.
Now
the
Necro
changes.
Finally,
oh wait, go ahead.
Traggle has been touched by the gods of D3 and is now usable. Holy crap!
Okay,
this set has been garbage since like the first season Necro came out. After like the first 2. Oof. So this is great. So Blood Rush and Blood Siphon gain effective every rune. Your lifespan no longer costs essence. My brain immediately was like, oh wow, well you can cast Blood Mages and then put it on the shoulders that like give you the singularity rune. And you just have full power mages all the time. It doesn't work.
No.
But still good. So 4 pieces.
Why wouldn't it work? It should work
because it just spends all your essence. It doesn't matter how much essence you have, or if something doesn't cost essence, it's always gonna deplete your essence. I guess is their logic there. 4 piece while at full life, your healing from skills is added to your maximum life for 45 seconds up to 300%. So your life pool of Trigul gets pretty darn big.
Pretty big.
I would have really liked to see like you get damaged based on how big your life pool is. I think that would have been kind of cool. But I don't know if that could be balanced. But
like increase your damage based on your life pool size?
Yeah.
That
would have been unique. And then finally, 6 pieces, 10,000, and your healing from skills is increased by 100%. And so those changes are cool. But what really kind of sets it over the top is the Iron Rose and Funerary Pick now being good. Which this is insane. So Funerary Pick alone getting buffed now makes Necro just like so god tier. Because when you're upgrading Sice, now you have like all 4 options are really, really, really good.
Are really decent.
Yeah.
I like the Funerary Pick. The siphon blood from 2 additional targets, so you're gonna hit 3 total targets now instead of 1. That's cool. And they're gonna increase the damage they take while you're siphoning. It's not really clear. So I'm assuming the siphon targets take 300%. But is it only while you siphon? Does it put a debuff on them?
No, it's only
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's siphoned.
Only while you're siphoning?
And it's just, but it is 300 flat damage, so that's a big deal. It's not like, oh, it's only for like the blood skills or whatever. This is for everything.
So maybe you could put, like, if you're running some kind of mage build, then you could siphon while the mages are just smashing their face. You know?
So this changes up a lot of builds that potentially you use like Corroded Fang, like you could play around with Funerary Pick. But also the other thing is Power Shift is like 100% damage modifier alone, but now it's 20% per sec, so this is an additional 200% modifier. And so it's 500%, but that could be like multiplicative of each other, so it could be like more.
Yeah.
I don't really know, because you never really know if something's additive or multiplicative until like people just like find out, like the math guys just find out. So we have to like kind of wait and see like what is it really, but that's a lot.
So Iron Rose got changed. attacking with Siphon Blood
has free
has
Nova.
100% chance to cast a free Blood Nova.
Which it already did.
Okay. And after cumulatively losing 10% of your maximum life, your Death Nova deals 40% increased damage for 60 seconds. That's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And it should constantly be up.
Yep.
So,
That's
and it is stacked. That effect stacks 10 times. Yep. So you're going to get 400% increased damage on your Novas.
Mm-hmm.
That could be really fun in some of those four mans I was talking about when you grab, what was the Death Nova? But the Death Nova item says that hitting enemies with Death Nova 5 consecutive times adds up. So like you could really pump with that.
It's really strong. And like, with shit gear, 115th, 3 minutes on track rule now. Like it's insane. It's really, really good.
So I don't think it's OP. Is Blood Nova the play? Is that the play?
I don't think it'll be. I don't know if it'll be the best for. I mean, it will. Like it'll be up. I think there's gonna be like a 3-way tie probably this season for Necro. Like it'll be like Rathma. I think will be able to do like 150s. I think Dragul will be able to do 150s. I think that. What am I forgetting? I mean, I think he'll still think LED Course Explosion will do 150s. It's gonna be nutty. The power Poison Sight's not getting anything this season, so
Necro's definitely gonna be strong this season for sure. Really those powers they added, even the what's the new one they added with the Army of the Dead? I'm sure there's some Army of the Dead build that's gonna be pumping too.
Yeah, that's Rathma for sure. So nutty. Wizard got some changes. I don't know much about Delseers, so I couldn't even tell you like, what changed?
You know what I really wish, and I think I said this last time too. I wish they would put the old stuff in red because like I had to log in and look at my pieces to see like, what did they change?
Yeah,
because I don't have all the sets memorized anymore.
Talarasha, Delseers both got changed, and then they added effects to Crown of Primus. Slow time gains effective every room and permanently follows you. So that's pretty cool. And then Smoldering.
Yeah, so the Delseer, sorry, I had to sneeze and I was trying not to broadcast it. The Delseer's changes that were notable to me. So the 4-piece bonus is 75% reduced damage. I think it was 60 before. So you get 15% damage reduction, which is awesome because Delseer's was always super glass cannon to me. And that's the reason, like some people love this set. I personally disliked it because of that glass cannon feel. But also what they did is they changed it where the slow bubble will always follow you and you always cast a slow bubble on your target when you hit them. So there's going to be slow bubbles popping around the entire map, like all over the place. And then you're also going to get one that will be on top of you. So your damage reduction in this set should significantly go up and it won't be as glass cannon feeling. This could actually be really fun. I think this is going to be a nice change to this set, personally. So
sweet.
And then with the Taurashas, I think the change on that was they granted the immunity to the elements when you damage with cold, fire, or lightning. So with Taurashas before, you would constantly stack your elements up. You would attack with every element that gave you a stacking resistance, which it looks like it's still there on the 4-piece. But the immunity wasn't there. It used to just, the 2-piece used to just drop a meteor from the sky. So I think they added that immunity to the element. I'm not sure how that's going to play with keeping them up, but that could be really crazy. And then the resistances by 50%. I don't know if that's changed. I know it used to like give you extra toughness to elements, but I don't know what the difference is. But it looks like they made it Taurash's tankier even more than it. So it was already a tanky build, and it's going to be more tanky, it feels.
Where's the tankiness for Necro? God damn it.
Yeah, but Necro got no tank.
Nope.
So.
No mitigation.
Then Monk.
Inna's
6-piece. The passive abilities for all 5 Rune Mystic allies at all times. Attacking enemies creates your chosen Mystic ally that lasts 15 seconds up to 10. So basically, it looks like they nerfed it. Specifically, they nerfed the water ally, I think is what they're focusing on hitting, and they even developer note made a joke about it. Monks have been riding high on the waves. Yeah. That's been my go-to level in the start of the season for the last 3 or 4 seasons because wave is such a good leveling spec once you hit mid 30s, and then also just when you hit fresh 70, it can do really, really well. So
what? I didn't even know about this. Bug fixes. Captain Crimson's fixed a bug that caused a 3-piece set bonus to occasionally drop off. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I use that all the time.
Yeah, me too. So it's fine.
Damn. Wow.
Bone Spike and Siphon Blood tooltips reflect the appropriate damage value.
Yeah, because they do so much damage.
Yeah. That's pretty much it, I think. So, and then the rest is just how to participate.
I have some gameplay of the blood. It's a lot of blood going out. Basically.
There's a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Look at that muscle shirt, man. Did you flex a couple times?
I did, of course.
Oh, nice.
As I riffed, so it just like melts.
Yeah, that is really cool, actually.
Yeah.
So, are you spamming the Blood Nova? Like, how are you? What's the playstyle? How are you playing?
Playstyle is honestly, it's a lot like Poison Scythe, but easier. So basically, like you kind of gather the trash around. You don't have anything that sucks, right? No suction, like the barb.
Suck. Okay.
So you're just like going around. You're like tapping Power Siphon because there's like the way Iron Rose works is you have to like channel for like maybe 2 seconds or something before the guys start kicking in. So you can go around and tap everyone with your Power Siphon without triggering your guys to do any other damage. And so you like get everybody together, you get your 10 stacks, and you're tapping everybody with the Power Siphon, and then you wait for physical rotation, you stun, and you go ham.
So you're saying your guys do the damage. What do you have out?
The simulacrums.
Okay.
They mimic your Nova. So you've got your 2 clones doing the Nova too.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. So that stacks with that effect of the 5 things.
Yeah, and you're just blood novaing like mad crazy.
My concern with Dragul,
you don't use any essence, so you can your ability to cast is just based on your health pool. You know,
you got Aquila's easy, like no drop time ever.
Yeah. And then you're constantly you're gonna have the 50% reduction from Aquila. What about regen? I'm assuming you're gonna get life.
Power siphons life, so it's like really strong.
So that's crazy.
Yeah.
And so when you're siphoning, you're not casting any of the blood novas. It's doing it automatically for you, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's really, it's like left click channeling build. It reminds me of Talrasha. It's like really easy to play.
That's pretty nutty. Yeah.
I don't love the play style. I think it's dull, but I know that people like it because it's strong and it's really easy to play. But I like big brain stuff, obviously. The thing I'm worried about here though is like, okay, Traggle got a buff. Yay. Finally. This is great. But it's being carried by this effect. So like what happens next season? Like does Traggle like just suck again? Like it's going to be better now that it's like buffed.
You don't think this seasonal effect will stick through?
No.
I do.
You think?
I do.
It's kind of like roll over to like 6-piece or some kind of new item or something like that.
I think it'll just stay in the game. I think that maybe they'll nerf the drop rate, maybe they'll tweak some of the powers. But I personally, I could be totally wrong. I personally feel
that'd be cool.
Like this would stay in the game. I feel like this I understand why the ethereal weapons didn't stay in the game, but I feel like this is a thing that could stay in the game. My personal opinion is they should have the drop rate of that dust pretty high for the season, and when they roll it into the main game, just lower the drop rate.
Yeah,
make it pretty rare, so you get super excited when you find one.
See, I'm down with that too because that's like permanent stuff. Like they got the trial thing, and that's in there now. It's not crazy, but it's like more content, right?
Yep.
And that would be the same thing with this. So like keep doing seasons like that.
Think, and this seems like a system like, okay, we got new cool abilities. They put a lot of effort in. We get the entire season to see how the balance works.
Mm-hmm.
So after the season's over, you could come in and say, okay, these performed really well. Let's tone these down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's tone these up a little bit. Maybe in future seasons, you could even rebalance those things a little bit. This gives you more toys to play with. And then just lower the drop rate of the dust, and then boom, you have permanent content in the game forever. So
true.
And this is, I don't know. So I hope, I shouldn't say I hope yet because I haven't played, but it looks like there's some fun stuff here. And if it stays in the game, cool.
Agreed.
So.
Yeah.
But man, this looks good.
Agreed.
All in all, I'm excited to see the poll. If you guys haven't taken the poll, don't forget there's a poll to let us know what you think about these patch notes.
Yep.
For the next episode.
See what we're up to. Oh my God, it's still going. Oh, it doesn't go. It doesn't go on its own.
No way.
16,475 to get our third 5-star gem. Let's keep it going. All right. So
it might shut down when you tab out. But.
It must. Team update. June, July for Lost Ark. We're a little behind on this because we have missed for a few weeks, but big stuff. Like Lost Ark's pumping out. It's the crazy thing here is we're almost like caught up to Korea. So like we're gonna see like potentially maybe we're a better demographic and we get content before Korea, but like we could be matching Korea pretty soon. Anyways, so they announced
it's probably a bigger market.
Yeah,
for sure.
maybe.
You know, so
they announced the class cadence. So they said basically every 2 months until the end of this year, we're going to get a new class.
That's crazy.
Right?
That's a lot.
And so the one that's coming out next is the Arcanist, which I think is that card person. So the Gambit, I guess.
I never played the card person or saw them. I don't think.
Yeah, pretty cool. I don't have a video, but there's a new Legion raid, Vicus, which is
she has no armor on. She's probably tough.
Yeah, exactly. New Guardian raids, Cungulanium.
Looks cool.
New turtle, ice turtle, and then Thronspire's new single-player dungeon experience.
Okay,
with 50 levels. Sounds kind of like a GR.
Okay. Yeah.
When you enter the floor, you have a limited amount of time to clear before moving to the next or falling and needing to retry. All similar to the Shadow Spire or the Fate Spire solo dungeon, Sunspire has a few key differences, and Thornspire will battle until overwhelmed, working to defeat as many floors and enemies as possible before you meet your match and succumb to the Demon Legion. Completing 25 floors grants a first-time clear award, and proving players will need to be 1325 to participate. So cool. Arcanist, which is like a mage, and then a new Legion raid, Infernal difficulty, and then Abyss dungeons. Oh my gosh! So lots of shit, lots of
stuff, man.
June and July.
I'm curious how people are still doing with Lost Ark.
I've had people are still a lot of my community is still like all in it. My IRL brother, he's still all in it. Like if you like alts, it seems like you love Lost Ark.
So. That's cool. Definitely let us know if you're still rocking it hard.
Yeah. And then of course, we can't have a podcast without talking about POE.
Oh shit! Hold on, I'm gonna go take a nap. You tell me when it's over.
So they came out with a small post, but a little juicy morsel. We wanted to shed some light on our next expansion's release date. 3.9 expansion will probably launch August 12th. So mark in your calendars, boys.
So Diablo season 27, August 12th.
Confirmed. And I leave for London on the 18th. So
nice.
Diablo season will probably be the 19th. Let's be real.
No doubt, man. Wait, so you're gone for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh, you were definitely effed for Diablo launch then.
Yeah. RIP season, dude. So that means Sentinel will end on the 9th of August. And then, as always, every league, Ziz does the gauntlets. He's got one coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
And this one looks pretty tough. They could get up to 25,000 in Met cash, which is pretty crazy for the winners. And then
throw that thing back up for me.
What I do?
I see your calendar.
Oh,
there you go.
Okay,
gotcha.
But yeah, so big stuff. These are cool. They're really hard. A lot of people died in the last one, so check them out if you're a big fan of the Path of Exile. The leagues are always fun. And last Epoch, it's a tiny little update we wanted to talk about, but they said, simply put, it's going amazing when they're talking about the multiplayer testing that they're doing.
Good.
Quote, simply put, it's going amazing.
It's going amazing. That's awesome.
So that's a good sign from them. And then our favorite game, Wilson. But it's not even Wilson. So there's a job opening on Wilson's, like, basically job website. They're developed by CryEngine. And so Wilson is not in Unreal Engine 5.
Okay.
It's with CryEngine, right? So they've got an unannounced project with Unreal Engine 5. So potentially the boys that worked on Wilson, even though they haven't really complete the game of Wilson yet,
that's okay.
They could be working on a second Wilson. Potentially.
Wilson 2?
Wilson 2.
Okay.
Maybe.
I mean,
it's just putting it out there. It's a possibility.
I feel like Wilson wasn't bad. I don't know how I feel about Wilson. Wilson had some good things, man. Like it did. It was super broken when it launched, but I think it did have a lot of potential had they fixed it up out of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
So
agreed.
I love the boss encounters in Wilson.
Maybe Wilson 2.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe. So you have in here, have I checked out V Rising?
Yes.
Okay. They gave me a couple keys to the game.
Same.
So actually a lot of keys. It's kind of crazy.
Same.
And I did play it a little bit, not very much. I would say for like maybe 45 minutes or so. What was your initial thoughts?
Hey, that's right.
Did you play it?
I have not.
Okay. It's a survival style game.
Okay.
So to me, the two things. One, the camera rotates. Yuck.
Yeah.
Super yuck. I hate that. And number two, it's a survival. So I do think the game has a lot of potential, especially if you're into survival style games. Like, what was the one? It just went brain dead. That was super huge. Starts with a V.
No idea.
Oh man.
Vanderhelm?
Yeah, whatever, something like that. I don't know. Maybe somebody in chat can help me. But I want to say Valhalla, but that's not it. That was Assassin's Creed. Valheim. Yeah. So Valheim, if it's like I'm assuming it's a survival similar to Valheim. I never played Valheim, so I don't know exactly. But it's an ARPG. I shouldn't say ARPG. It's an isometric action game that's a survival, and so I do think it has some unique gameplay mechanics that aren't present in games that we currently play. People that I've talked to that have played it are loving it. The guys that are still playing it are loving it, but I don't know if it's for me. I don't know if survival games are my thing, you know? So
same.
It is still on my radar to check it out.
Yeah,
and it's interesting that you have a key. Maybe sometime we'll see.
Yeah, we should.
We can jump in and check it out together because I still haven't played much. So
yep.
But yeah.
That's it? On schedule?
No, we got that.
Oh shit, you're right. One more thing.
Good juice.
Let me open it up. I didn't have it open. Yes, so our last bit of news for today, and is kind of weird, Champ, is Activision Blizzard finds no evidence of widespread misconduct at Activision Blizzard.
I'm surprised that Activision Blizzard found no misconduct at Activision Blizzard.
Yeah.
Good job, guys. Look at that picture they filled out. That's hilarious that even exists.
Right.
Is that photoshopped?
Of Kodak?
Yeah.
No, that's just his
that
face.
look like? I don't know, man.
He's like, yeah, I didn't do anything.
I didn't touch anybody. Can I borrow your kids? Wait, sorry. So, I don't know. Yeah.
Activision Blizzard says an investigation conducted by Activision Blizzard has found no evidence of systematic gender-based misconduct at Activision Blizzard.
I mean, that's ridiculous. Yeah. You should just not say anything at that point, you would think, right? Like, like nothing's better than saying that, you know? If this was like, California state finds no wrongdoings, then okay, all right, then they paid him off, but that's fine. So, I don't know, man.
It's shared by the company's
It feels
board
bad. There are some really good people that work at Activision Blizzard,
100%.
and I know that they get hated on. And so, I have buddies that work there, and I feel bad for them, but yeah, this sucks.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like no one's buying it, Kodak. Even with your pretty smile or your creepy smile up there, no one's buying it, dude.
Pretty creepy? I don't know. Oh man, what you got? You got some hates and loves there?
I do. I've got a hate. I've got a big hate.
Okay.
All right, listen up. This is fucked up. This is fucked up.
All right.
So, I'm not on Twitch a lot these days. I'm a pretty busy guy. Follow me on Instagram if you guys aren't following me on Instagram because we're traveling a lot. But I came in, I just popped in like normal. I get on, Twitch sometimes during the day. I work during the day, and I came up on my 79 month Quinn 69 subscription.
Okay, long time.
And I wasn't really watching the stream at the time. I just popped in real quick, and so I was like, well, I'll just say hello. So I said happy 79 months, to the face of clowns. Love the face of Diablo. And I got permabanned.
Quinn.
And so
Quinn
now
did it, or
I
his
had
mods
no
did?
Quinn himself went to chat and permabanned me.
Damn.
Yeah, 79 months. But now I have to fill out an unban request. So I gave a very heartfelt unban request, and I can only hope that he'll do the right thing. If you guys are in his chat, hashtag free the fluff. But
Interesting.
sad times.
Yeah, I mean, like Quinn's been on the podcast. He knows who we are. I don't understand.
I know. Can you believe it?
Kind of nutty. Maybe he's like just so big now. He's like, fuck it.
Yeah, dude. Or he just wants the content of my unban request. I don't know.
I guess maybe. So let's talk about some loves.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say loves. Okay, I'll start with the loves.
Okay.
People have been telling me for a long time that I need to watch Breaking Bad.
Okay.
Breaking Bad's old. I know it started in 2008, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I've binged the first 4 seasons of Breaking Bad in the last couple weeks. I'm now on season 5. It's good. I like the show. I like it a lot. It's definitely, if you haven't seen it, you should check it out. I think it's a good watch. I finished the Obi-Wan series.
Okay. I did too.
I'm not going to say spoilers in here, but I am going to give impressions, which could influence the way you feel about it. So if you haven't seen it, earmuffs for a couple seconds.
No spoilers, but earmuffs.
Yeah, no spoilers. I expected much more.
Agreed.
Than what we got.
Yes.
I think from the characters, these are the pinnacle Star Wars characters, the best of the best of the best.
This is Obi-Wan
characters,
right?
That they had to work with. They had Vader, and they had Obi-Wan to come up with they had billion effing years to come up with this kick-ass story, and that's what we got. Now, I'm not saying I hated it. It was okay.
I was very disappointed.
Damn, they could have done better, man.
Yeah.
I
kind of expected, a lot more because Ewan McGregor agreed to it, and
they had Christian Haydenson come back. Yeah. I mean, they had it was kind of nutty. Again, it was entertaining. I watched it, and it was wasn't as good as Mando. Was better than Boba, right? So it was okay.
Yeah, it's only because Jedi. I don't know.
There's the one scene. Can I say this without spoiling stuff? There's the one scene where Vader stops the thing from getting away using Force.
That's pretty cool.
That was fucking badass.
Yeah,
that was dope. I was like, that's what I'm talking about.
I thought the thing that happens after that, I thought that was okay.
Yeah. Well, except for it didn't actually happen.
What do you mean?
Are we talking about the same thing?
I don't know. We'll have to talk about it after.
Yeah. We need to have a section of the pod where we just spoil movies and stuff, right? Yeah. Spoiler section, put things up, boom. So we can actually, because in a month it won't matter. Right. So, but by then the hype's gone and I won't remember anyways. Okay. And then I went and saw Thor.
Same.
I feel the same as I did with Obi-Wan.
I agree. And everyone's like, oh my God, this Thor is the best ever. And I'm like,
not even close.
Okay.
It's not even close to the best Thor.
Right.
This was the worst Thor.
I don't know about that. Dark World was pretty dumb. And
no, man, it was definitely worse. But it was
it was cheesy.
Yeah, not going to spoil it because this one's super new. Way too much comedy. Way too much comedy.
And not enough of the reason Ragnarok I felt was so good. It's because I think Chris Hemsworth has actually really good comedic timing.
Yes, I agree.
Really good. And this one didn't really utilize that. It kind of just was quirky and yeah. I don't know.
And they kind of changed his character. I felt a little bit. He went I don't know, man. It was just there's a lot. It's hard to talk about things without breaking out points, but. And it's ruining the movie, but I would say I slightly enjoyed it more than Doctor Strange that new Doctor Strange movie, but both of them were mediocre at best. So, and I kind of expect, like, for a while, Marvel movies had this run.
Yeah.
Everyone was just phenomenal. Everyone. Like, and then it started with when the pandemic hit and they released the Scarlett Johansson, the Black Widow movie.
That was terrible.
And I was like, damn, that kind of sucked. And then Eternals came out, and Eternals was like, this is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
I don't know about that.
So many plot holes.
Oof.
Oh man, Matrix was horrible too. So I don't know, but that Marvel's quality has gone down. I don't know why, but I'm not. I can't go into the theater knowing it's going to be a badass movie anymore. It's like
yeah, it's a gamble now.
So that's it, man. That's my loves. So
easy
peasy. Let's jump into some Twitter questions.
Do it. We're backlogged on these because we lost power.
We got some questions from last episode as well, so I'm just going to mix them all in. Ivan says, my question would be to Fluff and PChild. Are you guys aware that Activision has had a patent since 2017 that matchmakes players based on whether and how much they spend in a game? For instance, a player that recently spent money on a COD for a sniper will be likely to get weaker opponents and that have trouble against that same type of weapon. Do you guys see this having an impact on Diablo 4 matchmaking? Also, do you think they will sell skins that are not just cosmetic, like how Lost Ark has small stat boosts tied to skins? So we've talked about the patent thing before, I think, way back. Yeah, like a long time ago.
Do we know this is real?
Yeah, I remember having this conversation. This was like at least a year ago or more about these patents.
Feels very tinfoil hat, but wow.
No. This they actually did patent this, and it is things like they will release snipers, and if people buy it, like it was matchmaking them in lobbies that favored using that weapon and map types that favored it and things like that.
Wow. So that the kill cam would be like, wow, that guy's insane. Look at that skin.
Yeah. So it definitely does, and it's making you feel rewarded, right? Like, oh, that was a good investment of my money. Look how good I'm doing. I'm slaying people with this, and blah blah blah. So definitely a thing. Am I scared about that in Diablo 4? Well, that's going to be more prevalent, I think, in PvP games, right? Because in PvE, I mean, who cares, really? I guess. In
you
PvP,
buy a new spell effect and it's like kill mobs faster.
Yeah, like I guess maybe, but I don't care. Like who cares, really? We'll see how PvP plays out. If PvP in Diablo 4 ends up like it is in Lost Ark, I honestly didn't find it as appealing as I thought it would be to me. I didn't give Lost Ark's PvP a huge shakedown, but it seemed like people just edgelording the whole time, trying to bait a stun, and then once they landed a stun, then everybody collapsed, and then it kind of repeated itself in the matches that I played in.
Yeah.
So that play style to me wasn't super compelling, but we'll see how Diablo 4 plays out. We don't know yet. So.
Okay.
Lucky Roll says, you're a Jedi that's fallen to the dark side. What's your Darth name?
Darth Venathar. And I only say this because I was Darth Venathar. I was the first ever Dark Jedi on Star Wars Galaxies online. And that was my name, Darth Venathar. Look out.
Venathar, okay. Jeez, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't put any thought into it, so I couldn't go with PChild. That wouldn't make no sense. Darth PChild. Stupid. So, who knows?
Yep.
Hex says, is there anything weird or unique that you like to collect?
Stamps in my passport, I guess. I don't know. Like, I'm not really looking at them.
Do you actually collect stamps?
No, I don't. I at all. Oh. But I like to go places, so I guess that's what I would say. I don't know. I collect video.
I love cups, man. I really do. Like I have a
cups.
Cup. I love cups. Like cool cups. Like just stupid like insulated cups. Okay. I have tons of them. I have like a lot. I don't say it's like super weird or like I'm obsessed.
Yeah, that's real fucking cringe. No.
Yeah, but if I see a cool looking thermal cup somewhere, I'm like, oh, that's pretty dope.
Okay.
I like that. You know, like, so, you know, if somebody was like, oh, I got this Diablo 4 thermal cup, I'd be like, oh shit, okay, yeah, I'll buy that. You know, so that's the only thing that jumps out that I can think of.
Okay.
Obviously, computer stuff. I have
sure
anything gamer related, like, you know, super nerdy, expensive technology stuff. I'm always like, oh, I want that. You know, so Acre says, is there a celebrity that you used to love but now you hate? I'm assuming he means like enjoy watching. I don't think he actually means like crushing on, but
yeah, I mean, crushing on it have a whole different set of answers.
You know who I can't stand, and it's your fault, actually?
What?
It was the girl from The Boys. Okay.
Oh,
Starlight.
No.
she got the lip injection, right? And you pointed it out. You pointed out that she had a lisp, and I hadn't noticed it. Normally I do, and I hadn't noticed it. And then I started like listening for it, and I slightly heard it. But in the latest season, she's had even more plastic surgery, and it's just like, what the fuck? Like, she was hot in the first season, and now it's like, what are you doing?
Right?
Like, I don't. You went from a 10 to a 6. Like, what are you doing to yourself?
Oh man, it's fucking sad.
So I can't, like, honestly, when I see her in a scene now, only thing I think is like, you got a lisp, and what did you do to your face?
Yeah. Well, thank Lindsay for that, because now I am a professional speech pathologist, because she would diagnose everyone, and I'd be like, I didn't like, my best friend for years had a lisp, and I never heard it. And I like the first time she ever met him, she's like,
wait, what did she say about me? Do I have
lisp.
a lisp? I don't have a lisp.
Oh yeah, she said like, he kind of sounds like he has Downs, is what she said.
Oh, okay. No. Yeah, good thing she blocked me. Right. That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, but I got to answer.
Who's yours?
I got it. Yeah. Gosh, one I can't stand now. I don't know, man. I really didn't like. My brother would kill me for this, but I didn't think Christian Bale did a good job in Thor.
What? He's the best Batman.
He is the best Batman, but I don't think that. Yeah, I think that his performance was like weird.
Well, how did you think he did in Thor?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he did good in Thor.
You don't?
Okay.
I think he did okay.
Did I say Batman? His performance in Batman? I meant his performance in Thor was not good, I thought.
Okay. Well, what about Batman? So did you like him?
Yeah, he's fine.
Just clarify. Okay.
I think like if he would have done another movie, you've been like, fucking shut up. But like, three's fine. I think even in the third one, you're like, okay, dude, the voice is like a lot.
No, man, I actually liked him as Batman. I thought, but
I agree.
I don't know if it's necessarily him. I think Christopher Nolan directed some great movies, right? You could have probably subbed in other actors, like not Ben Affleck, but other actors.
I think would have done fine.
So, Rappel says, what always puts you to sleep?
Ooh, that's a good one. I mean,
it's easy for me. It's super.
It's
easy.
not this. I've got a.
You can't say that. Right?
Rated question.
Wait, hold on. Well, yeah. That wakes me up.
That puts me to sleep.
It keeps me like I'm amped after. I'm like, I'm good to go.
I'm like, all right, gave it everything I had.
So for me, it's reading. If I read a book, I don't care what time of day, where I'm at, what I'm doing, I can't read, man. Like if I start reading a book, I'm like instantly out like a light.
Yeah, for me, it's ocean waves. 100%.
Okay.
I could go to the beach with all the energy in the world, and I like sit down on the towel for a second and like shut my eyes, feel the ocean breeze, and I hear the ocean. I'm like, oh shit, dude, I could sleep. I could sleep instantly.
Motion of the ocean, and you're out, huh?
Yeah.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Elias98 says, if you could ask your ex any question and they wouldn't lie, what would you ask?
Oh man.
You get to ask Lindsay any question and she has to tell you the truth. Did you cheat on me? Is that a question?
No, I don't care. Yeah, because it's like in the past. Like, so I wouldn't care if she cheated.
Well, so then why any question could be that way, right?
Yeah, but I think I would want to like, I don't know.
Do you still love me?
No.
Yes. Stop. That's it. Look at the facial expression instantly. Boom.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, he's turning red already. Oh my God.
Any question?
I
guess I would ask, like, why did you feel the need to like block on everything? Like, why was that so necessary? Like, you've created such a pain in the ass. Like, she just got a license plate sent to my house. And so I like tried to email her. I guess I'm blocked on email. I tried to text. I'm still blocked on text. I tried to like social media, cancel social media. And so I couldn't do anything. But I was like, man, I don't want to just throw this away. Like, this is going to be a pain in the ass for her. She probably doesn't even know it got sent to me. And B, it's like, it's the right thing to do. And so I ended up texting her fucking mom, which is horrible. I'm like, hey, like, sorry to be a nuisance, but I can't text your daughter and she has a license plate here. And then even her mom was like, here's where to leave it. Like, not even like, thank you, that's really nice, like, whatever. It's just like, leave it here. I'm just like,
well, it's because her mom probably told you, or she probably told her mom
of course.
You know,
but it's like, I'm still doing a nice fucking thing.
Punch me in the eye and whatever a story.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like, dude, yeah, that would be my question. It's like, well, it wasn't really so necessary. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, honestly, like, it's been, you know, there's nothing I really care to know. Like, because I don't give a shit about any of them, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't really care. So I can't think of anything. I mean,
so you literally just asked that question to get juice out of me. You don't have shit? Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have. I would say for me, it would be like, did you cheat? But the answer wouldn't affect anything. It would just be more of just like, oh, okay, cool. You know? So, Zucky says, do you have a go-to movie or TV show to make you feel good when you're down? I would say I don't have a specific go-to movie or TV show when I'm down, but I do like to watch TV or movies if I'm feeling down.
Sure.
I would say I have a go-to every night before I go to bed. I always watch ESPN every night. And it's like, if my wife is still up when I go to bed, which rarely happens because I stay up till ridiculous hours of the night. But when I do go to bed and she's still up and she's watching TV, I'm always like, damn it. Like, I want to watch ESPN. And it's just my habit. It's just like, I want to know what's going on in the sports world. I like to follow NBA and NFL a little bit. So,
Friends, easy, 100%. Friends, yeah.
I tell you, like, I've become like my show watching. I've watched a lot more ridiculousness lately. Have you seen that show?
Yeah, the Tosh.0 ripoff.
Yeah, it is a Tosh.0 ripoff, but it's just,
his commentary is always so fucking dumb. Like, nothing he says is ever funny.
You can have that on and like in the background and just kind of glance over and watch.
And I would watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I watched that, and then I've really grown to like the Wild and Out. Have you ever watched Wild and Out?
Mm-mm.
It's Nick Cannon and a bunch of like, it's kind of like the improv show. Is it Whose Line Is It Anyways? Have you seen that one, or do you know? Of
course, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, it's like that, but more like a modern spin off, and it's a lot more, you know, like people trash talking each other and like stuff. But it's got some good skits in there. And like one of my favorites is he usually has a celebrity guest with him, right? And he'll get in the chair, and they each put a mouthful of water, and they have to hold the water in their mouth. And then the rest of the teams come up and try to tell jokes to make that person spit the water out by laughing. And like some of those bits are pretty funny, the things that they do or say to do that. So like, yeah, those are just like kind of like brainless. I'm gonna put something on just to laugh. Let's see. The last question we have is from Phantom Dodge. He says, do you have an I had to sleep at the airport story?
Of course.
I knew this was directed at you since you travel so much. Have you been stuck at an airport? I actually have one too, and I don't even travel that much. So
yeah, all the fucking time. Like there's like a 5-year streak there where I would go on, like, you know, I usually go on 2 big trips a year, like 2 big trips a year. And I had like a 5-year streak where every single time I was coming home, I would just get fucked over in some way. Like Egypt, like they wouldn't let us on the plane, and we missed a connecting flight, and so we had to stay in the airport. Vietnam was the same way. And my first time I ever went to China was with my ex-girlfriend number 2. And I was like, we really need to sprint to the next flight. And she's like, no, we don't. Like, they're gonna wait. Like, they know we've landed. I'm like, no, they fucking don't. We need to sprint.
No, they're not gonna wait.
And so I'm like, let's go. And we like literally like run up to the thing as the plane's like just backing out. And then we had to stay in the airport for, I think it was 18 hours. And she was
that's crazy.
Not great with disappointment. So it was a miserable 18 hours.
We had, so I've twice I've been stuck. One time, both times it was coming home, luckily, not going to the place. And so that wasn't as bad because we didn't miss, any activities or have anything planned. But it did. Luckily, at the time, my mom was watching the kids, and she wasn't. She was retired, so she was able to just stay an extra day. But we were coming back from Hawaii, and there were a bunch of people loading on the plane in Hawaii that couldn't speak English, and they were taking a very long time to get to their seats and put their luggage in. To the point where the captain actually came back and was like, look, if you guys don't sit down, hurry up. I'm going to escort you off the plane. I don't even think they understood what he was saying,
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a whole thing. So we finally got to San Francisco where the connecting flight was, and we missed it. Like it was taking off right as we landed. And I'm like, son of a bitch. And that was my flight from San Francisco to St. Louis. So, nope, like it took us hours to figure out like where our luggage was, like what was going on. Did our luggage go to St. Louis? Is it still here in San Francisco? What's going on? And then finally they're like, okay, we'll pay for you to go stay in a hotel for the night. We're sorry, your next flight's not going to be for like 24 hours. But there were no shuttles to the airport. We had to like buy our own taxi and stuff. And they're like, oh, we'll reimburse it if it's under so-and-so, but you have to submit this form and do all this crazy stuff. And I never did. I was just ate the $60, And so, but yeah, it was pretty crappy. That time was okay, I guess, because we got a hotel. But the other time it happened, I was in Houston's airport, and I just had to sleep on the floor. Like I went and found some empty terminal. I was stuck there for like 18 hours. And I went, and my wife and I, and we just like, we had our carry-ons. I just used it as a pillow. So I guess nobody could hopefully steal it without waking me up. And we went and just slept in an empty terminal on the floor. It was nice and dirty and everything. It was fun.
I remember my worst one now, like while you were talking, was I had a layover in Saudi Arabia. And legally as a U.S. citizen, you can only be in like Saudi Arabia airport for like 6 hours before you need like a special visa to like even be in the airport. And it was around like 4.5 hours was our layover. So like we were already like really pushing it. And like 4.5 hours roll by, and in the airport we land, and it seems like, okay, this is a really efficient airport. Like everything's fine. Like this is going to be no different than like any other airport. But then like our flight doesn't get called. Like no one's even gathering at the desk that the flight is supposed to be around. And then it's like, okay, we're like 5.5 hours now. Okay, now we're at 6 hours. And there's like a guy literally with like an AK-47 just like staring at me, like ready to like come talk to me. And like finally I just like go up, and like they couldn't speak any English. I'm just like where's the flight? Where's the flight? We have to get out of here. And I was late. And luckily like the guards didn't like seemingly give a shit. But I was longer. Yeah, I'll save my welcome for sure. Just being a U.S. That's what drives me nuts too. Like just being a U.S. citizen. Like I don't share the beliefs. Like just I hate Americans too, just like you guys. Like,
I hate Americans. Whatever it takes to fit in right now. Yeah, man. F America.
I mean, I do hate a lot of Americans.
But. That's it, man. That's all the questions that we had.
Easy.
I think. Hold on. Let me check Twitter. I think I got one on Twitter that I forgot to grab. Now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, it was tripping. Twitter sent me some like messages from 2020. Did this happen to you?
No. I
got like 6 messages from like May of 2020 that popped in the other day, and like a lot of them were podcasts. I had some like offers like, hey, stream this game and we'll pay you shit.
Weird.
And some were like podcast questions that never came through. It's really weird. So if you guys ever sent me a message on Twitter and I didn't ask it or question, that's probably Twitter ate them. I think we did get this one. I think it's a repeat though. It says what would have to happen to make you not. It was from what would have to happen to make you not buy Diablo 4. And for some reason I remember answering this. It was from Isaac Danger. So
to make me not buy D4.
Yeah.
Oof.
Pay to win, like monetization. If they introduce monetization, that's disgusting. Like Immortal, I guess.
How would we know? You know, like we're the
guys
probably.
On, like, I would still probably buy it though. Like there's no way I would.
I don't think we would know. You know what I mean?
Huh?
Like we didn't know even going to Immortal how bad it was going to be. It was by playing like day one that's like, oh my god, you know.
I mean, I would think we'd have a little insight that there's some pay to win mechanics. Like it'd be really hard to hide them completely, but to know the extent, we wouldn't. What else could they do to make me not? I mean, I'd probably buy it regardless, right? Like I think, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything they could do to make me not buy it, unless it's, I don't know. What can you think of? Like 100%, you're like, okay, I'm not buying it.
No Necro, but we're saved.
You'd still buy it if there's no Necro. That's a bullshit answer.
Oh.
Yeah. It sounds really bad to say, really pathetic, but I think I'd probably buy it regardless. You know, I mean, maybe if we get some alpha and beta and it's just totally crap, but I've already played, you know, we got to play the demo at BlizzCon 2019. That was already good enough to be like, okay, I'd buy this.
Cool.
Oh, anyways, that's it. We'll catch you guys
easy
next week.
All right.
Are you out of town next week?
Am I? Let me look at my calendar.
I don't know. Let's check the schedule.
No?
Okay. We'll catch you guys next week for episode
183.
183.
Peace out, dudes.